It's Backstage Pass with Steve Ryan. And here's your host, Steve Ryan.
How are you, Albert? Good morning.
Good morning.
You know, you've done so much stuff. I have a limited amount of time. I'm never going to get to all of it, but we're going to try to get through as much as we can because I'm a big fan of yours. What you do is so great, and so I'm so happy to talk to you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You know, you and your brother are founding members of Blue Oyster Cult. I want to talk about that a little bit, if that's okay.
I'm sure.
You know, this little band sold like over 25 million records. And the early 70s into the early 80s was such a great time for rock and roll. I just wanted to get your perspective on, you lived it. You were right in the middle of it. Tell me about that time where I think music was so magical. We were coming out of I think the 60s experimental, kind of rock and roll phase, but then the 70s just kind of had this new vibe that was so fresh and so great. And you're right in the middle of it. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, sure. Well, I think that the Beatles had a lot to do with that because, they, before the Beatles, there were bands, there were lots of bands, and there was bands, but there was also songwriters who they were separate from the bands. They didn't really play in bands, and bands got their songwriters. And the Beatles came along, and they were doing their own thing. The Beach Boys really preceded them, but unlike the Beatles, the Beach Boys didn't really play their own instruments. They had the Wrecking Crew,
Right.
and so the Beatles were, they really developed into virtuoso instrumentalists and writers. I think I started in seventh grade playing the drums. Because I wanted to play the drums. My parents said no until you had to take piano. So I took piano for 4 years.
Wow.
Reluctantly,
Yeah.
reluctantly. I hated almost every minute of it, really. The only thing that was cool about taking the piano lessons is that I had to practice, and which I hated. But sometimes I would just close my eyes and just bang on the piano and pretend like it was a symphony or something, something very grand,
Yeah. Yeah.
and just not know what I was doing, and I still do that.
Yeah. Isn't that great?
I still do it. I
Who
still
else?
just,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so anyway, and I didn't think about I'm improvising or anything like that. I was just like, I'm just so bored with this stupid John Thompson, you know, beginner piano book, or maybe it was the second one, but it's all you know,
Who else were you were you kind of digging when you were getting into your music, the Ventures and
Beach Boys.
Beatles, Beach Boys? Are those the biggies for you?
Yeah. Well, my mother had a big record collection. She was a single girl in Chicago, and she had her music. She had like hundreds of. She had like everything that Bing Crosby ever
Yeah. Yeah.
recorded, and but she also had Benny Goodman,
Yeah.
and so there was a drummer there, and I just loved Benny Goodman's drummer,
Yeah.
Gene Krupa. So that was that's when I wanted to play the drums. It was like I was it was before I could even really express myself,
Yeah.
before I
That's
could talk.
yeah. That's so crazy because my mom had she was a single mom and she had an incredible record collection that I would dig into all the time. I think that's where I get my diversity too, because she had everything from country to rock and roll. And then, then she had the mix, like when the Eagles came out, there a little bit of both. And, but then Johnny Cash and, and Nazareth. And, I mean, it was just very
Yeah,
diverse and Dolly Parton. And, I just would go through all of it. That's so amazing that we kind of have a similar experience coming up that way.
yeah, yeah.
Was there a time, Albert, when with the band, once you guys got going, that you felt like all the pistons are firing. Things are really, really we're in our groove. Is there a moment with the band that you remember that, or was it right at the beginning, first album?
No, 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 no. I mean, it was pretty. We sucked for a long time. We just didn't gel. I had a band in college that, you know, that only sucked for a little while, and then we got great. But with Blue Oyster Cult, it was like, well, there was Donald and me, and the two of us could always make amazing music together. I met him in college, and we would just jam. He would stay in his dorm room and play guitar all day and not go to class. So I'd come back from class and I'd go over and he was playing and I'd say, oh, I'd pick up a guitar or a harmonica or whatever, and we'd just start jamming.
When was it with BOC that you felt like we were really hitting our groove?
I would say right after Secret Treaties. That year after Secret Treaties. Secret Treaties was rough, because we were all going through personal stuff. People were getting married and having kids, I was getting divorced. And it was like we were just working, 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 and for me, and I think for all of us, our personal lives were taking a backseat.
Yeah.
And
So so
so
so is that Angels of Fortune where you think you guys really hit it? Agents of Fortune?
no, no,
Oh,
no, on your feet or on your knees. That was the one. That's the one that did it.
yeah.
For us is
Yeah.
we, people were saying, "Oh, you guys are amazing live," and we were, and we started out and as opening act, and every other opening act, every other band that we played with, there was a chance that we could do better than them, you know.
Yeah.
And by the time, on your feet or on your knees, there was like very few bands that could do better than us. We'd make them regret putting us
Yeah.
on the bill. Even though we went on time, we went off on time. We were very easy to work with like that. But we definitely were showing off a lot.
How many live albums did you guys put out? Was it two?
Three, I
Three.
think.
Yeah.
Well, there was one after I was kicked out. So, extraterrestrial live,
Yeah.
where I played on just two songs.
With the live
And
albums, they sold just as well as your studio albums.
oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
On your feet or on your knees was our first gold record.
Yeah.
So that sold 500,000 copies, out of the box, and so that was pretty amazing. And we I did the in 2016 I did the 40th anniversary of Agents of Fortune. We all got together. It was the first time Joe and I had both played with Don and Eric and Alan. So it was the original group was back together.
Hey, did you know when Don't Fear the Reaper from Agents of Fortune came out and became this huge smash hit? Did you guys know when you're in the studio on doing that album, especially that song, that something special was happening with that song in this album?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Oh yeah, yeah. As a matter of fact, when I first heard it, well, not the very first time that I heard it, because all I heard was the guitar riff. Donald had called me up and said, "Hey, Al, what are you doing?" I said, "I'm working on some songs. What are you doing?" He goes, "I'm working on some songs." He said, "I got a riff, man. I want to play it for you. See what you think." So he played me, and I'm like, "Wow, that's a great riff." I likened it to some of his other riffs that he'd done, but it was different. Like I mean, it was kind of like Last Days of May, but it was also like Teen Archer. And
Yeah.
he used some of the same notes that he used in Teen Archer. I don't know. That's a lesser known Don song, but a fantastic song, really underrated. So anyway, so he put Teen Archer, which was a song about death, you know, with Last Days of May, which was a song about death, and he made the ultimate song about death.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was, and so when I heard the demo, it was just the first verse, and I was like, "Don, this is a hit." I said him, and he said, "Really? It's good, but I don't know. Really? You think people would buy this? It's kind of like, depressing." I said, "Not to me.
Yeah.
It's a hit."
Yeah.
And if you listen to the drum part, it's the happiest. It's the happiest death song ever
Yeah.
recorded.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so true. It's got that great breakdown though in the middle. I remember the first time I heard it, and all of a sudden got the breakdown. It's like almost a 6 minute song, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
and then
a
it's got
little
that
over
breakdown in
six.
the middle. I never heard a song do that before. I remember the first time I heard it, I never heard that, and then all of a sudden it builds back up, and it builds back up, and then it goes right back in. It was so great.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, so I heard the first verse. I said, "Hey, you need any help? I got ideas."
Yeah.
And he said, "No, no, I got. Let me work on it." And I said, "The middle section, it should go somewhere else, like, because it's a lot of the same thing, you know." And it's like he said, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know. I got something. I got something."
Yeah.
And then he came back and he showed me, and I'm like, "Whoa,
It
okay,
really
I
went
didn't."
somewhere.
He really went somewhere else,
Yeah.
It basically changed key,
Yeah.
but it was a relative key, and of course he found a slick way to bring it right back.
Yeah. That's great. On that album too, there's This Ain't the Summer of Love is on there, a song that you wrote.
Yeah, yeah, I stole that song.
How come Eric sang it and not you?
Oh, because I was singing too many songs.
Is that what you thought?
No,
You guys, you guys
I
were
didn't
unique
think
that way.
that. Other
Yeah,
people thought that.
yeah. Was there tell me about that because I think that's interesting to you. The band is, everybody sang songs, some more than others, but there
Right.
was no lead vocalist to the band. How did you guys decide? Was there like, okay, you're just going to sing three, you're going to sing three, or what was that like?
No, no. I mean, we just, whoever was the better singer. Like, for instance, on Treaties, we all tried to sing Astronomy, and I was the one that was chosen to do it. So, but on the day that I was supposed to sing it, I was also going to sing Dominance and Submission.
Hmm.
So, at the end of Dominance and Submission, I lost my voice because
Oh,
I was
really?
just screaming too much.
Yeah, you wrote that
So,
too.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I wrote that, and I wrote Astronomy with Joe. So
yeah.
both Sandy Pearlman songs. But anyway, so when I came to sing Astronomy, I couldn't sing. So I said, "Well, Eric, maybe you should try it. So Eric
Mm.
sang. He did a great job. Sang the wrong lyrics though, but
Yeah.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
astronomy is kind of like it has those tempo changes too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did that a lot, you know. I mean, that's one of the reasons why On Your Feet is so great, is because it really just, goes all over the place, but it purposefully changing tempos.
Yeah. Fire of Unknown Origin. Obviously, "Burnin' for You" was a big hit on that, and I love that song.
Burn out the day, burn out the night. I can't see no reason to put up a fight. I'm living for giving the devil his due. And I'm burning for you. I'm burning for you.
Tell me about Blue Coupe.
That's a great little project, you know. I was doing Blue Coop when I was still teaching, and so it's never been like a real serious effort to be a big band. You know, we'd already been big and we've done that. It's just really a creative outlet for us. So we still do stuff. We still play at parties. We still, we're still recording. My latest thing is, well, it's it's actually not what I'm doing right now, but what I was doing earlier this year and last year was the Imaginos 4 record, the
Okay.
fourth Imaginos record. So
Yeah.
it's beyond the three that were originally intended, but really what happened was in the middle of making Mutant Reformation, they found this cache of Sandy Pearlman's writings, like 1,000 pages or something. And there were 30, well, almost 30, 28 songs that he had written that were never recorded. And most of them I'd never even seen. You know, there were a few that I remember, oh, I tried to write this and it didn't come out, you know. And so, so I took some of those songs and made a new record. It's not quite as expansive as the Mutant Reformation, although that was really so much work. I decided I'm not going to. The original idea was to have three double records, you know, three records that were like 60 minutes or more each. So I did that. And now this is supplementary material. Uh, if you listen to this record, it has the whole arc of Imaginos from the beginning to the end. You know, there's a whole bunch more that's going to come next year. But in the meantime, the Imaginos 2 graphic novel came out.
Wow.
And so I have just discovered making videos with AI. So, so this Imaginos 2 record, every song has a video, and if you read the magazine, there's a QR code on every page that has a song, and you click on that, and it takes you to a private YouTube channel, a YouTube site where you can you see the video that goes along with that page in the comic book.
Wow.
So
Genius.
it's great, and I'm actually so Imaginos 1 came out 3 years ago, and or 2.5 years ago or something. So Reimaginos. So I have been doing videos for the Reimaginos album like this past week, and it's great because I'm trying to make it like one video, where it's just one story, where one video starts where the other one ends.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so each one keeps going along. There's a consistency to the characters, there's consistency to the style. So that's been great fun. It's like, and it's like, as I'm doing it, I'm like, hey, this is some other aspect I didn't even think about for this thing.
Yeah. Wow. That's so great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, if
So-
people want to follow you and find out what you're doing, any of your projects, what's the best place for them to go?
Well, I have a YouTube channel, and that is just a YouTube slash Altbouch, ALTBOUCH, which is my Gmail. Altbouch@gmail.com is my my email address, and people can just write to me. I mean, if they want to, but you can. So I have like a weekly vlog on my YouTube channel called Moe's Cowbell,
Right.
and I also have a website. So I have like gigs posted on there, and I do a little vlogging or a little blogging blog.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. You on
so-
Facebook and Instagram and all those?
Yeah, Facebook, and I mean, Facebook. People message me on Facebook, and it's like I might look at that once every couple weeks.
Yeah.
It's not instant. If you write to me to my email, it's not a big deal. I'll write back to you.
Yeah. Wow, that's so great. Albert, I'm over time, and I knew what was going to happen. I haven't even got through a quarter of my notes. I hope we can get together again and go over
Oh, yeah, sure.
some more stuff, because I enjoyed talking to you. Your stories are great, and we barely scratched the surface of the songs that you've been a part of that I'd love to talk more
I'm
about.
writing a book too. By the
Yeah?
way.
When
Yeah,
will that
yeah,
come out?
Oh, I don't know. I did about 150 pages last year, and then I stopped because I was doing it like chronological,
Mm.
and I realized, no, this is not the most interesting way to do this. So now since then, I've had some other stories that I forgot that I'm like, oh, this is pretty spicy. Maybe I'll put this in here.
Yeah.
Start it with that and then go back, have
Well,
a
when you put that out,
flashback.
we definitely need to come back and talk about that. Keep
Well,
him
great
busy,
talking
brother.
to you,
That's great.
Steve.
Yeah, it's so great talking to you. Let's do this again and have a follow up and cover some of the other stuff.
Okay, yeah, just tell Robin, and we'll set something up. Great.
Thank you, my friend.
Okay, have a great day.
All right. See you later.
For questions or comments, email Steve at steveryan.songoftheday@gmail.com.